Hey, this is PJ with CLK Supplies, and this is the Rytan RY2000 punch machine. Now, in previous videos, I'll put in a link to the notes below, I've talked about how versatile this machine is. The ability that you can buy it with just a single punch, like this is just a quick set machine, or you can buy it as a dual punch with like a quick set and a Schlage. Now, the best part is no matter how you buy it, you can interchange the parts to fit your current needs. For example, maybe you have a dual punch that has quick set and Schlage on it, but you have this big best A2 IC core job coming up. You can just buy the attachments and interchange them in just a few minutes so you can use this machine for best as well. The best part is it's not that expensive and it doesn't require you to have to purchase a whole new machine just for one manufacturer. Now, I want to take you step by step on how you put the parts in to show you truly how simple it is and how you'll be able to do it on the job if needed. Let's get started. As you can see, this is just a single quick set punch machine. But you can see on this other side, everything is drilled out and it's ready to have different parts put on it. So we're going to go ahead and put the Schlage parts on this side so we can start punching Schlage keys by code. Now, the parts that you're going to need I have right here, but they are going to depend on what you currently have on your machine compared to what you actually need. So the best way, if you have a dual punch machine or even a single punch machine, is to get a hold of us, either email or call us. In the notes below, I'll put our contact information so we can figure out, you can tell us what you have, and then we can get you the parts you need, because sometimes you don't need very many parts. Other times you're going to need more. So, but the main parts here that we're going to be putting on is going to be the depth selector, which is this right here, the space bar, which is this, and this will always be interchanged with the quickset one in here. I'll show you here in a few moments. The punch and die assembly right here, and then the depth driver, this thing right here. So the first thing we want to do is take these two Allens out, and the only tool you're going to need to do this is going to be an 1/8 inch Allen wrench right here. So first thing you want to do is we're going to take off these first two Allen screws here, because we got to pop this bar up. And I found this to actually be the hardest part of the entire process, is getting this bar put up. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're not. We're going to find out how this one is here in just a minute. So we'll go ahead and just got that one screw off, get the other one. Now, is what I like to do for this is, you know, you can kind of get up here and you can kind of try to pry it out. I've found that to be kind of difficult. I like to find something I can stick in these two little holes right here and pry them out that way. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to put this in. I'm just going to gently try to pry it up. It's kind of rocking back and forth on me a little bit. Let me just set it down here at an angle you can see, and go ahead and start prying it up here. Like I said, this is the part that I seem to at least struggle with the hardest part for me, but it's almost there now. So as you can see, let me move it so you can see a different angle. As you can see, I'm just kind of been working it up. So once you get this part off here, it really starts getting quick. So go ahead, do it just a little more. Okay, there we go. Now that we have that off, we'll just set it aside temporarily. And as what we're going to do first is we want to put in our punch and die assembly. And how we're going to do that right here on the side is you can see this nice little cutout that this is going to go in. So this first part goes there, and then just like that. Oop. So when we put it on here, we want it, obviously, the die part here to face in. We're going to slide it in this little bottom piece where it's aligned. And then we're going to have to just move this up and down here to fit right in that punch machine. And just kind of move this around ever so slightly, just like that. And then it's going to go all the way in like that. As you can see, there's that spring in there, so it's spring loaded. And when it moves freely like this, you know it's good. Now we're going to take this little thumb screw. I'm just going to push this in, and we're going to screw this all the way in until it bottoms out here. Okay, just like that. So let me do a different angle so you can see what that looks like there. So that's just all the way screwed in as far as it'll go. Once we have that, we can go ahead and we can put in our depth driver. Now, there is a spring that is going to go on the bottom here right underneath. So we're just going to put that right there. And we're going to take this driver and we're going to put it in here. Just like that. Okay. So it goes in all the way. And how you'll know you have it in properly is if you watch here, okay, I'm going to push this like this. I'm going to push this down. And we want to see this punch and die assembly move. So as you can see right there, as I'm pushing it, see how it's moving? That's how we know that we have it hooked up properly. Once we have that in place, we can go ahead and we can put our depth selector in. Now, all we have to do for this is we're just going to, you can just take this off here and we're going to slide this in through this little, you can see the cutout right here. So we'll go ahead and slide it in just like that. Now, this knob, you know, it pops on and off easily. And as you can see on the bottom side here, you can see all these little pieces that are milled out a little bit. And that's where the actual depth's coming from based on this little roller right here, this little bearing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to just get that put on there. Okay. Then is what we have to do is we have to put this piece back on that we first took off. So we're just I'm gonna push both of these up a little bit and go ahead and put it in just like that. So once that gets into place, all we have to do is put these two Allens back on. And that's essentially, that is all that is required to switch out a manufacturer or to add a manufacturer. And you just want to make sure you get all the Allens back on. Now this one already had a couple Allens right here. So you want to make sure that they are going to be all the way down, which these ones are, because it's really just keeping this bar, you know, straight. So we'll make sure this one's good. Okay, perfect. So the last thing we have to do, so as it sits right here, okay, this is exactly what you are going to do, and it's going to be set up. So you can still cut quickset keys on here right now, no problem. But when you want to switch over to cut Schlage keys, we just have to put in this space bar. And now this is something that you're going to be having to toggle back and forth between depending on what manufacturer you want to cut based on what's on here. So we're just going to go ahead and undo this little thumb screw. We're going to pull this out. Let me move it here a little bit. So all you have to do is just pop this out here, which is really simple. Let me see if I can hold it at an angle so you can see me do it. So there it is, okay? So we're just gonna, with my fingers, I'm just gonna gently pry this up, just like that. Set it aside, and then we're gonna go ahead and take our Schlage one. As you can see, it has a SCH. Get that to focus in there. There we go, SCH. Now that we have that in place, we're just gonna go ahead and put it in just like that. All right, so now that we have that put in here, we're going to be completely good. So all we have to do at this point is just put that cover plate back on, and we are good to go to cut Schlage keys. Let me go ahead and put a Schlage key in here, and we will try it out. So we got that put in like that. Now, whatever depth is facing forward is the depth we're cutting, so that's a 2. So let's go ahead and push this in all the way first. Always helps like that to get going. And then from that point, we'll put it on a 2, push it down, 5, 6, 9, 3, 5. There we go. So that is how you convert one manufacturer to another on this RY2000 punch process. As you can see, it doesn't really take very long. I mean, I kind of went through and explained it as you go, but once you get familiar with it, you're really just popping the parts in and out really quickly. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.